The contracts are signed, the concrete is pouring. There is a massive wave of change coming to the Los Angeles waterfront, and it's all pointing to 2028. So what does that mean? It means we are looking at a critical, once-in-a-generation window of opportunity, and we're going to break down exactly what that looks like.
And that, right there, is the heart of it all. The world's attention is coming, for sure. But in the digital world, you just can't build a reputation or a real connection overnight. You need traction. You need a runway. And that runway, it starts right now.
All right, so what does this huge transformation actually look like on the ground? Let's kick things off with the physical build-out because, believe me, it is already well underway. Yup, it is official. For the first time since 1932, the Olympic sailing events are coming back to the Portovel, and they're happening right in San Pedro's outer harbor. This means the global spotlight is going to be shining directly on this community. And don't think for a second this is some small event. We are talking about 6 different boat racing competitions, the best sailors on the planet, all their teams, and of course the international media. They will all be right here on these waters. The scale of this thing is just immense. Now, when you look at this timeline, what really jumps out is that 2028 isn't the starting line. The real starting gun goes off much, much sooner. The clock really starts ticking in the summer of 2026 when West Harbor opens. And from that point on, it's just a steady drumbeat of huge projects coming online, building momentum right through the games and even beyond. And the amount of money being invested? It's pretty staggering. I mean, look at this. Over $112 million for a single pedestrian bridge. This isn't just a pretty walkway, you know? It's a fundamental change in how the community is going to connect to its own waterfront. It's a key piece of the physical stage being built for that Olympic spotlight. And that's not all. Throw another $67 million on the pile for a new cruise terminal, one that can handle the next generation of absolutely massive ships. All of these projects, they make up the physical hardware, the stage being built for the world. But that brings up a really important question. While all this hardware is being built, what else do we need? And that question brings us right to the core idea of this whole explainer, what we're calling the 2-year runway. Because you see, all that physical construction, that's only half the story. The other half? Well, that's the part that you get to write. Think about it. You can't just flip a switch in 2028 and expect the world to start listening. It just doesn't work that way. Building an audience, earning trust, creating a story that people actually care about, that takes time. And that crucial period of time is the next 2 years.
So here's a really simple way to think about it. On one side, you have the hardware, all the concrete and steel projects we've been talking about. But on the other side, you have the software. That's your voice, your audience, your story. One of these is being built for you. The other, you have to build for yourself.
Exactly. The Port of LA is building an absolutely world-class stage, no doubt about it. But a stage is just an empty platform without a performance. When millions of people finally turn their attention here, what story are they going to find? What voice will they actually hear? That's the software that needs to be created, and it has to start today. Okay, so this whole idea of building a story can feel a little abstract, right? So let's make it real. Let's zoom way, way in, from the massive port development down to a single building with a powerful tale of its own, 363 West 6th Street. When co-founder Jennifer Wolf, who's a therapist by trade, first walked into this place, she saw something others had missed. She didn't see rot or ruin. She saw wounds. She didn't see a structure. She saw a soul. And that perspective, well, it changed everything. And this building has lived so many different lives. It was born as a proud JCPenney way back in 1922. After that, it was a call center, then a t-shirt shop, and even a dance studio. Each one of those lives left a mark, a memory, until 2020. That's when it all went silent. The music stopped, every business left, and the building just waited. So when they started the renovation, the goal was never to erase that history. Not at all. It was to honor it. Instead of just covering up all the scars with fresh drywall, they decided to embrace the grit, to make the building feel as authentic and hardworking as the community it sits in. You know, there was a moment, deep in demolition, when the budget was exploding and the founders were this close to just giving up and selling. And then their young son Nathan zipped past on his little scooter, patted a scarred wall, and said this. Those simple words changed everything. They picked up the sledgehammers and kept right on going. And that incredibly personal story of resurrection is tied directly to the purpose of the business being built inside. The very act of saving the building became the foundation for a business that's all about saving and sharing other people's stories.
Even the name, Voxel, is a legacy. It comes from an ambitious but ultimately failed medical imaging company started by Jennifer's father, Alan. So by reviving that name, they're honoring his resilience, turning a past failure into a future success. It's about seeing what's on the inside, the very soul of a business.
And this is the mission for the Voxel micro video labs they built in the building's basement. It's designed to be an incubator, a place where local voices, people who maybe have been told to be quiet their whole lives, can finally step up to a microphone and be heard all around the world. And you won't find a Studio A or a Studio B here. Every single space is named for a family member, a niece, a nephew, even one of their beloved cats. It's a deeply personal touch designed to make every single person who walks through that door feel like they belong, like they matter.
This quote, this connects everything right back to the harbor itself. Standing at her parents' gravesite at Green Hills Cemetery, looking out at that port, Jennifer made a promise. And this entire project, this is her fulfilling that promise, to build a legacy worthy of the people and the place she loves. So this personal journey of resilience and love really serves as a powerful blueprint for everyone. It ties directly back to that larger opportunity facing the entire community.
And here it is, the final beautiful piece of their story. This building isn't just a business. It's a testament to a love story that's been 18 years in the making. The founders, Jennifer and Edwin, are getting married inside it this summer. They didn't just renovate a property. They built the very altar where they're going to start their next chapter together. Which brings us right back to the essential question. The hardware is coming, the world is coming, but the software, the stories, the soul of this place, that's being written right now. It's being written in places just like 363 West 6th Street, and it's a narrative that everyone in this community has a chance to shape. The 2-year runway has begun. What story will you tell?